Okay, I'm gonna try this again. The last one that I did, they kept on making it stop and going down. I'm gonna try to not do this quicker than the last one because I don't wanna rush it. I believe God is speaking to us through me. As I said before, I woke up this morning fighting the usual demons that we all fight. Uh, you know, some fight them a little bit more than others. Devil know that I seek God from the heart, and he don't like that. And woke up hearing the spirit of Ivan speaking, imitation spirit of pride in my mouth, and hearing people talk out of me again, which that's a normal occurrences because of what we have allowed and I have allowed too. But I I just want to read a couple of scriptures before I go off into this. Trying to keep it like I did the video on Facebook, not add or not take anything away. These are scriptures that this scripture right here I read it every day. The other one I used to read every day, but let me just read it. I trust you, Lord. Not gonna get him the time of the day on this. Uh, this is Psalms chapter 80, verse 17 through 19. Bless the reading of your word, Yahweh Elohim Adonai Rapha. Let thy hand be upon the man of the right hand, upon the son of man whom thou madest strong for thyself, mighty God of Abraham, Isaac, and Israel. So will we not go back from thee. Quicken us, Yahweh, and we will call on thy name, mighty God of Abraham, Isaac, and Israel. Turn us again, mighty God of Abraham, Isaac, and Israel, O God of hosts. Cause thy face to shine, and we should be saved, Yahweh. This is a scripture I read every morning. I have been reading every morning now for some years. But it was another scripture that stuck out to me after I went to Wednesday Bible study at Zion Hope. Uh, Talk about a young brother. I believe he's younger than me. I'm not for sure. And the young brother was talking about how he used to stutter uh, and struggle, with reading and speaking and whatnot. But the brother stood up there, and he demonstrated real good. And he was teaching from Psalms. He was teaching from Psalms 1. And Psalms 1 is a psalm that I used to read every morning, Psalms 1, 2, and 3. And at night I would read Psalms chapter 4, And I would read the Psalms 1, 2, and 3 every morning for like, I'll say 4 to 5 years, because I started reading it every morning in 2009, I believe, or somewhere in the later part of 2009, or maybe the beginning. I'm not for sure, but I know it was 2009, 2010, 2011, 2012, somewhere around 2012, 2013 is when I believe I started kind of backing away from that because I started to getting off into Malachi chapter 3, verse 5 to verse 12, and reading that and other scriptures, such as Isaiah and so forth and so on. But anyway, I'm just going to read verse 3. And I didn't catch this in all the years that I was reading it until I heard that young brother speaking at Wednesday Bible study at Zion Hope. But anyway, thank you, Lord. Bless the reading of the word. And it says right here, and he shall be like a tree planted by the river of water that bringeth forth his fruit in his season. His leaves shall not wither, and whatsoever he doeth shall prosper. And I have read for all these years this Psalms and never got there until I heard him speak it. And it said, and whatsoever he doeth shall prosper. But verse 4 is where we really have to pay attention to, because it goes on to say, and the ungodly are not so, but are like chaff which the wind driveth away. So in one part, God is saying, whatsoever the godly do shall prosper, and whatsoever the ungodly should do, they should be like the shaft which the wind drives away. And like I said, I didn't pray the prayer over and over, asking God if I should let this go with Chicago, um, with the church, an NFL, that I had been working on and writing on, and stuff had been constantly being revealed. And when I was asking God this last Monday, He showed me the number 17, or the number 17 started coming towards me, and it stopped. And you can see it, this 1 7, number 17, no words or none of that. And I know that the number 17 means good in Hebrew. It's also in the Bible, where God mentioned good 6 times, and then the seventh time He said very good. So I always ask God if I'm taking to doing things for selfish reasons or whatnot to deal with me, or to take for Him to take and get the glory out of this, or if I'm taking and misleading someone, to please let me know, because I don't want to mislead no one. And just let me know if I'm doing anything that's wrong, because I want Him to get the glory out of it. So anyway, me knowing that and understanding Psalms chapter 1, verse 3 for the first time, with the light shining, because a light bulb went off in my head when the brother did. I was like, wow. You know what I mean? Then I automatically got thinking about Monday and other things that have been revealed to me. But anyway, make a long story short, that and whatsoever you do, it shall prosper. So I started saying to myself, okay, you know, if God showing me the number 17 and a brother just spoke that and that got revealed to me, I got two signs right there in 1 week. Got a word and a sign. So today, when I was praying, I was trying not to ask God for any sign. I'm gonna get off into the message, but I ask God all the time, and those who have discernment that watch this, they will know that when I'm saying the truth. If I'm doing this for selfish reasons, or if I'm doing this, Heavenly Father, trying to take your glory, and He don't still don't want this to go out on YouTube. He's still taking and turning it off. I know that this should be working because I did it on Facebook with no interference, even though the one on Facebook didn't go all the way out. So I'm just going to get straight to the message, because I see that the enemy is going to continue to do what he's doing. So, because there's certain stuff he don't want me to talk to y'all about. And, the enemy wants to take and use this revelation that God has given to me, because I decided to give up the lottery numbers and seek Him. Something that I wish to get rich off. I used to sit up, I'm talking about for some hours from the time I get up into the morning to 12, 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, thinking about hitting lottery numbers for big money. You know what I mean? When it's in the penitentiary, over and unders and the point spreads on the football and basketball games, people have been trying to use me now for that in the spirit realm. But anyway, this is the message. Okay, today is 5/20/2018. Okay, I must be truthful. Every time I think I'm starting to understand this, it I it's it gets revealed to me. Help me with the study, Lord. It gets revealed to me that I don't understand the fullness of this message. I'm still being told about judgment on leaders. This is coming every day now to me. Okay. I seen the angel with the balance beam come from the east coast down to the west coast, with the balance beam going from one side to the other, hitting the earth very hard. It's like, like something slamming from one side to the other, and it started up on the upper east coast and came straight on down. Okay. I seen the statue of abomination being let off of the chains that had him bound. An angel came, or a spirit came and stuck a key into that. He was bound up. He was in chains, bound up, and they turned and let him loose. Okay. And the angel loosed him. He ran up and down this country. Now we know where you find up and down at in the book of Job. He ran up and down this country, back and forth. You know, we find that in Job too, back and forth, to and fro, you know, in the book of Job. I seen cracks in the earth, evil spirits being released. Okay. Um, I was praying to Father Abba using Matthew 6 and 33, you know, which says, seek ye first God and his righteousness and all these things to be added on to you. You know, praying using scriptures, Second Chronicles chapter 7, verse 14 and 15. If my people who are called by my name, if they should seek my face, if they shall humble themselves, seek my face, turn from their evil and wicked ways, where I hear from heaven, will you forgive me of my sins? It say, will you heal the land? Will your eyes look upon this place where the prayers been made? Will your ears be attentive unto the cry? These are the scriptures that I was quoting while I was praying and talking to God. I was seeking him, you know, asking him if what I'm doing ain't right, if I'm doing it for selfish reason, ungodly motives, and all that, you know, to let me know, Lord. I don't want to mislead nobody. I'm praying to him, using his scriptures and his words, you know, in the Bible, okay? Asking him to get the glory out of this. I was doing, I was doing, I was doing this, and asking him to get the glory out of this that I was doing, and to take away any motive out of me that wasn't right. Okay, and that's how I was talking to him, just like that. Shabbat. I didn't ask for a sign because he had already given me a sign, not only when I was praying last Monday with the 17th coming, but when I went to Bible study Wednesday, he had the young brother to take and do Psalms chapter 1. I had never grasped that before. And it makes it clear that whatsoever you do, it shall prosper. And it makes it clear the next verse about the ungodly. So if I'm doing it in an ungodly matter, I can't expect for that to prosper. And I have been missing that. And I know that I'm not doing it in that way. God has been good to me, very good. And he loves these children. You know, he loves us. So for me to try to take and use his word, as so many other people are doing with wrong motives, by him taking and doing all the things he had did for me in the past, I'm asking for. I realize that. A lot of other people gonna realize it too. Okay, anyway, I didn't ask for a sign because he gave me a sign Monday when I asked him if I should let this go. You know, I'm talking about what Chicago, the church, and the NFL. He gave me a vision of the number 17 with no words attached to it. You know, I didn't hear nothing. It's just 17 just come to me, and it just stopped still right then. You can see it 1-7. Okay. Okay. And with the 17, the number 17, I know the word 17 means good. Father Abba had also told me last week to pay attention to this week. Okay. He was, you know, it was basically like coming to me, you know, pay attention to next week. You know what I mean? Next week you will see, and stuff like that, and other stuff I got it wrote down that I'm not speaking about right now, you know. But anyway, now I get right here. One thing that jumped out at me was the plane crash. Okay, the plane crash. He had been warning me about plane crashes since last year. Since then, we have had the plane crash in Russia with the 71 people that got killed. That ain't in the Facebook hookup, but anyway, I'm the same person. My full name is Bernard Andrew Harris. I got this page under Andrew Bernard. I flipped my first name and put it on the end, and it got Andrew in the beginning, but my full name is Bernard Andrew Harris. I got 2 Facebook pages, one called Andrew Bernard and the other one Bernard Harris, but that's my full name, okay? Anyway, we had the plane crash in Russia that killed the 71 people. We had the helicopter crash in New York, the C-130 plane crash, the plane crash in Cuba since then. I have been I had been receiving warnings about more school shootings, which I had posted on Facebook too, and I have been saying that too. And I don't want to get off into that. Okay, they keep on cutting up. I don't want to get off into the eye thing, because when you get to dealing just an eye, like Dr. Juanita Bynum pointed out and made it real clear, then you talking about more of you and not of God. So you dealing in self, So God revealed it to me, and I revealed it. Okay, but God revealed it to me. Anyway, I spoke about the post about more school shootings and whatnot. I had sent out a warning about Georgia, okay, Texas, California, New Jersey, New York, and Carolina over and over. Okay, now we see things happening in all these places. Okay, which I ain't gonna get off into that either. Let me let that go. Some of the posts were taken down. Some of these posts where I took and I spoke about that was taken down. So I asked y'all to ask this one question, y'all that watch this: why? Okay. Anyway, I only given this warning here. I'm only giving this warning right here because I was showing the number 17 on Monday, when I asked Father Albert if I should let this go with Chicago, the church, the NFL. The number 17 came at me and then just stayed there. I was told at the end of last week, or the first day of at the end of last month, or the first day of this month. So what I'm trying to say here, message either come to me about Zachariah, either the last day of April or the first day of May. I got it wrote down somewhere in here, but it was either at the beginning of the month or end of the month. I didn't go on and go back to get the exact date, but it's one of them days, without no doubt. Okay. Anyway, I was told at the end of last month or the first day of this month to understand Zachariah chapter 7, verse 1 through 7, but I've been studying the whole thing. I have found so much in this that speaks of now and the past that it's overwhelming, and points to things that's happening right now. The key to this is the number 17. I don't want to sound like Father Albert don't care about us or our children, because he does. I've heard the children blood cries out so many times since 2012 until now that I thought I was losing my mind. Blood of Lamb on my soul, spirit, heart, mind, and body. Speaking in tongues is a very precious gift, Lord. I thank you for it. So please pay attention to this on 5/17/2018 bus crash with 38 students and 7 adults. Okay. The date, the 17th. Happened in New Jersey too. Okay. 17-year-old boy kills 10 people. The number 17 was in both. Father Abba said it means good in Hebrew, and we know that he said good 6 times in Genesis chapter 1. Then the 7th time he said very good. The devil is trying to make us think it doesn't mean good, and it does. But this is a warning for us, a warning for us, because God, number 17 means good, and God makes that known. So what is this saying to us, y'all? I try to reveal some. They keep turning off. I try to reveal some of this to y'all when I get ready to do this in Zachariah, okay? The devil is trying to make us think it doesn't mean that. I tried to explain this in what I did called Mount Zion 11, to Mount Zion 21 that leads to Mount Moriah 32. I will be redoing all these messages that the devil took down. Also, last week the evil one kept me tired and drained, but I know I should have pushed harder anyway. God made it known. God made it known they was trying to use the gift He gave me for these basketball finals. People that's being caught up in indictments, they just been trying to bruise the gift that God has been touching me with, you know, uh, uh, himself and by other men and women of God. Like I told Pastor Grant some years ago, and he my witness to this. I said, man, I'm not no fool. I said, I know that, some of the things that I be able to pick up on in spirits because I'm tied into you, Freddie Haynes, and I mentioned other men and women of God, but I told him to his face years ago. Years ago. I'm talking about like 5, 6, 7 years ago. But I've always had the gift of being able to see spirits and other little things, too. And then I look back on a lot of things that happened to me in my past. The gift has already been there. And it gets heightened at times when I'm connected to certain other people that operate in that gift. So I'm not going to sit up there and say it's all me. You know what I mean? Because I understand where two or more are gathered. More of a God's spirit is present. So you can't use that one on me, enemy. Anyway, I know that, people understand that and they try to take and use that understanding to manipulate me in the spirit because they know I seek God, But God, been giving me a message over and over, the same message to these same people, you know what I mean? And that's Galatians chapter 6, verse 7. Be not deceived, for God is not mocked. Whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. So y'all heed that too. We need to be taking and praying and interceding for these children, not trying to worry about who's going to win a final in the NBA game or somebody that's out there doing wrong, trying to find out if they caught up in the indictment or if this person telling that person, telling our children are losing their lives. And God is revealing things to people that's seeking him about these children, and y'all interfering flat out. Now, I didn't say that on my Facebook page, but I'm saying it now. Y'all know who y'all are. Y'all selfish. Y'all greedy, And Galatians 6 and 7 do apply. And I'm standing on it. And I'm standing on Psalms chapter 1, verse 3. That which I doeth shall prosper. Let me read it again so y'all can hear it. It say, and whatsoever he doeth shall prosper. But this is what God said about the wicked. The ungodly are not so, but are like the shaft which the wind drives away. So y'all know who y'all are that continue to do what you continue to do, And y'all gonna come to understand that God said what he said for a reason about the tree of good and evil, Y'all gonna come to understand all of this before it's all over with, God is revealing certain things to certain people, and because we are selfish and we want to take and use the spirit of manipulation on these people, we think we're going to get away. Y'all going to get away with that. Y'all not. Because God then made me another promise. He going to fight the spirit of Jezebel. And Jezebel going to get what's coming to her and him. Because Jezebel going to be a man too, He'll be a man as well as a woman, So I just had that quick word for y'all. I'm finished with part 1. They got to take and do with redoing Mount Zion. You know what I mean? With the first part of Zachariah and working on the second. And it's just out there, man. How history keep on repeating itself and we won't pay attention to it because we sicken our souls. And I'm one of them. I'm sick. I know I don't have the presence of God's spirit in the way that I used to. Every morning I read this right here. I ain't gonna read the whole thing, but this is part of it. I put right here. No, you don't have the presence of Yahweh the way you once did. But you know that all you really have is the living promises, the living promises of Yahweh and Jesus. So hold on to them. And that's what I'm doing. You know, that's just part of it. It's a whole page full of, but that's just one of the part on something that I read every morning too. And I'm holding on to them living promises. You know, so it's in your hand, Yahweh. Didn't mean to get upset like that. Love you, Lord. Love y'all too.